and that thing that you see happening on your screen right now. So my name is Gerard Blokdijk. I'm the founder of the service. What you're looking at is the whole process, the full employee engagement knowledge. I can zoom out a bit so you can see more of what's going on here. You can find all this data, by the way, in the link down below and the show notes there. Well, in the show notes, that'll take you to a page on our website. They'll show you the Kanban, and the Kanban has all these activities in them. You can play around with them, sort with them, sort on them, filter them, and anything you need to do to get some true insights for yourself. A little bit background about the data that's in there. Our data canon adapts and it grows to ever evolving role requirements, does that 24/7, and demands the market of our Fortune 500 clients in high-tech business, management, enterprise strategies. The AI learns from this canon and builds critical criteria, and in this case for employee engagement. There's over 2,000 critical criteria, things that need to be in place for employee engagement to be successful in an organization. It builds their assessment questions and the relations based on in-house built algorithms that have their foundation in NLP. For instance, proximity, density, excuse me, also requirements for hiring. Beauty of gone live. So what you see here on your screen is the result of that. You can sort of compare the outcome to Google search, doing a Google search. When you Google search, it shows you the most impactful results first, and that enables you to act on them, and act on them right away. So the most impactful results first, prioritizes the whole thing, prioritizes the criteria that need to be placed, and prioritizes questions that you need to be asking to make sure you're doing the right thing. All right, employee engagement critical capability. So what do you want there, actually? Well, you want to move from assessing levels of employee engagement to straightforward steps for your organization to take that will lead to clear results. How do you want to ensure that employee engagement and commitment is organic to your organization and not simply a program, initiative, or even a flavor of the month sponsored by the Human Resources Department. You also want to drive employee engagement as your organization's key business initiative. So give it a high-level approach in your organization, high-level management support. And you want to make employee engagement part of your organization's culture. You want to measure individual managers on employee engagement performance, their progress, without compromising the confidentiality, anonymity, and hence frankness of survey responses. So you want specific results, but you also want specific feedback that you can use, that's usable. You want to continually evolve your organization to increase employee engagement and its business value. So plan to be proactive and not reactive when crisis hits, to maintain employee engagement and business continuity. It also helps you to change attitudes about the importance of employee engagement and build leadership accountability to improve employee engagement and create people who are connected and committed to the business. And it retains your key talent with that as well. But most of all, you need to quantify the impact of your communication campaigns and employee engagement programs. And this, what you're looking at on your screen, really helps you with that, the employee engagement knowledge graph. What you see here are different colored areas. The blue areas are the critical capabilities, and I'll zoom in a bit so you can have a look at some of them. Are the critical capabilities. It only shows you about 1,000 in here of the 7,000 areas, but it gives you an idea. And we will zoom into the most important one quite soon. The blue ones are the critical capabilities, the activity to be doing. The pink balls here on the outer rim, those are the questions when you're dealing with employee engagement, and the orange balls here on the side are the people that are involved in an employee engagement process. Those are the people that you can actually ask those questions, and these roles are also really helpful to figure out roles in my organization to make sure that our whole employee engagement program is actually structured and managed and in place. Then you see a red ball here, and those are the most important questions to ask, and I'll end with those. What are the most important questions to ask? The three top 3 most important questions to ask when you're dealing with an employee engagement program to see if you're on track. You see other smaller balls here and there. You see the yellow balls. The yellow balls are the swim lane names. The Kanban, the link below, if you go there, you'll actually find all this content, and it's organized in swim lanes. If you know Kanban's organized in swim lanes, things to do, activities you need to be doing. So you can easily assign them to people. You can easily assign them to teams. The swim lanes are organized by swim, and those are the swim lane names. So we have swim lane around community, everything we need to do in community, operations, everything that we need to do in operations. So that's what you see there. Some other stuff that you see here, and those are the related areas that you need to focus on. So just an HR thing, or HR needs to focus on many other areas than just employee engagement. Make sure that it is in place, and I'll show you some of them as well, what those are. Other areas are the green balls. Green balls are the prioritizations. Like I said, how high is the priority of the critical capability, what you need to be doing, what's the priority, make sure that you're actually doing that, and that'll show that as well. Now, let's have a look at the related areas you need to focus on. That was the first thing I mentioned to you. Let's have a look at the related areas that you need to focus on when dealing with employee engagement. And here it comes. These are the related areas. If we zoom out a bit, you see that's a whole lot of them. These are the related areas that you need to focus on when you're dealing with employee engagement. As you can see, stuff like what's in it for me, performance metrics, outsourcing, Hoshin, data reuse management, value stream mapping, contractor exit strategy, business transformation, customer engagement, etc. So I can actually double click on these as well, and up come the activities that I need to be doing to make sure that business transformation in relation to employee engagement is in place and it's actually well done. So these are the activities that I need to be doing in that case. Again, this information, you can find it down below in your Kanban. As you can see, there's a lot of information in here. All the related areas are in here that you need to be doing. Private placement, delegate authority, crisis leadership. I can click on the activities themselves to figure out how priorities an ought to have, what's the question that's related to it, and what is the Kanban vertical it's related to. So and I can choose many different ways of looking into one area of employee engagement. If I just want to graze and have a look at what I need to cover, what I need to be doing. But if I want to make it easy on myself and I just want to focus on, hey, this is what's really important and what I'll be doing, I'm just simply having a look at the number one process and activity that I need to be doing in my employee engagement activity. So this is the top 10 that's important to, and I won't read them to you because that'll put us into sleep and leave us here until tomorrow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the number one, and we're going to dive into that one. How's that? Out of this top 10. One, assure your designs corporate programs. Assure you design corporate programs that focus on employee development, engagement, and retention, and partners with business line leaders on the development and implementation of key strategies, programs, and processes for creating a high-performance organization. Beautiful. Sounds great. It sounds like a mission statement, but how do I actually do that? Well, I need to ask a question here. Are the same practices and processes still relevant? Is what we've been doing still working for us, or do we need to be doing something completely different by now? And I can be asking that question to the senior HR generalist. Now, when I'm talking to my senior HR generalist, I could ask his or her or they this question, a whole set of questions to make sure that that person is comfortable in their job role and making sure that we have the employee engagement program in place and successful in our organization. I'll open because it's fun to have a look at it as well. What we see here is it comes out of the hiring for diversity swim lane in relationship to employee engagement. Hiring the voice, I want to focus on that one. These are all the activities that I need to make sure that I'll be doing when I'm focusing to engagement, and somewhere around here, the activities. Again, easy to get out of your Kanban down below. We also see that, of course, this is a must-have because it is the highest one. I wanted to see the highest. It's in development, in the development Kanban, and diversity-related areas, most important ones. And this is a control question I can ask. And when I put this in place, when I put the top 3 in place, I actually have a blueprint of what I need to be doing. This is the top 4. Let's do the top 3. Top 3. This is the top 3 of activities that need to be in place to have a successful employee engagement program. And what I usually tend to be doing in organizations when I come and help them out with this, is we open all these up and we open up the control questions. So we have the job roles with it as well. And right here, we have a quick blueprint overview to get the conversation going on employee engagement, to make sure that we cover all of this, to see if we have all of this in place in our organization and we manage this as a process, manage this as an activity. So do we have the top 3 most important activities, those 3 blue balls? And we can test ourselves if we have that by asking the questions that are related to that. And we can also have a look, how well are we doing in hiring for diversity, employee engagement, workforce planning? How well are we doing there in those areas? Gives me a grade of what to do right away. And your HR generalist, the HR specialist, and the HR coordinator. Different questions to ask. So these are the most important activities to do. The most important questions to ask, let me pull them all up. The software, the algorithm actually pulls out based on proximity, density, importance, the 48 most important questions to ask. So this is them here. These are the 48 most important questions to ask. But if I want to see the top 3, I'll pull up the. You notice that I'm putting in 4. Employee performance. Where does psychological well-being fit in? Good question. How am I taking care of it as an employer? Partner with leaders to create a culture and work environment that supports the business strategy, encourages employee engagement, and inspires performance excellence. Have you defined organizational values to drive employees' motivation and behavior? All right. Have we done that? Are processes in place to handle employee engagement in social, as handling policy violations, harassment, use of organizational logos or trademarks, or posting on your organization's branded pages? So basically anything that an employee does that is related to social, how are we handling that, and how's the feedback that comes through that? So make sure the technology investment adoption leads primary responsibilities which need to be in place, include helping organizations fully adopt and utilize their technology by understanding their unique environment and users, etc. You see all the activities that need to be done and they need to be in place here. How much common ground is there between employees and management? How much understanding is there actually? Well, you need to make sure that you do a lot there. You need to collaborate with compensation, benefits, HR, business partners, coaching and capability and recruiting teams to ensure the business attracts, motivates, develops, and retains great talent through effective recruiting, talent development, employee engagement, and performance management. And you need HR analytics for that. Put that in place. You need to make sure that you do that well. Let's open that up. This was related to base, GCHIH related to that one. Control questions you can be asking. What do you believe to be your organization's goal, vision, and strategy? How do you assess your workforce capability and capacity needs, including skills, competencies, and staffing levels? Have you defined organizational values that drive innovations and behavior? Okay, and that gives you an overview of the employee engagement knowledge graph, which I'm about to put on the screen, and so you can have a look at that while we close this off. If you have questions, feel free to ask me, contact me through the socials, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever I'm email. I'm available 7, minus a couple of hours of sleep, and work for clients, but the rest of the time I'll be there for you. Then the knowledge graph for employee engagement that's popping up on your screen and doing its wonderful thing while we close this off. Thank you for your attention. Looking forward to talking to you again tomorrow.